Hey guys, Laura from laurafrancis.com.au, your resident mindset and online empire creation mentor. Now, while I'm waiting for a couple of you guys to hop on here, I'm just going to share this across into my group. So bear with me just a moment. We'll get started in just a few seconds. I'm just waiting for a couple on. Oh, there's a few people on. Let's get started. I just want to go and share this into my Facebook group, so bear with me just a second. Please don't go away. And while I'm doing that, why don't you tell me who you are? Thank you for joining me, by the way. Tell me who you are and where you're joining me from. There's quite a few of you on, so let's do that. And I'll quickly just share this across into my Facebook group. Okay, please cooperate with me, iPad, to make it nice and easy. Oh, please don't go away. Okay. All right. So, let's talk about it, shall we? Who do we have here? Say hello to me. Let's talk about it. Hey, John, interesting that you're joining me. I'm just talking, obviously, from one of the posts that you've just commented on, and I was inspired to do this live stream. So today I just want to, firstly, John, thanks for joining me, and thanks for commenting and letting me know where you're from Adelaide. So today I wanted to talk about when an expense is just an expense, and but when that expense could just as easily be an investment. All right. So I think, you know, particularly as business owners, like we've got expenses and we've got sales, right? So we've got cash going out and cash coming in. And so that actually basically programs our thinking to think that anything we pay, as much as society's programming does, think that anything that we pay out is to be considered an expense. But what if it's not an expense, but it's actually an investment, right? And so, hey guys, thanks for joining. Say hello so I know who you are and where you're from would be wonderful. So, for example, if you're paying money out, right, which we all do as entrepreneurs, we all pay money out every single day in our businesses, but some of that money isn't necessarily, a complete and utter investment in our business, right? It's not immediately acknowledged as an investment, but it's also not immediately acknowledged as something that gives us a return on our investment. So let's say, for example, like we all as online entrepreneurs, we all have subscriptions that go out to various online platforms every single day, every single month, and they can amount from anything like $5 a month up to, you know, hundreds or even thousands of dollars per month, right? Now, the only time that subscription is not actually an investment into your business, and the only time it doesn't give you a return on investment, is if you're actually paying for a subscription that is not at all tied in with or aligned with or combined with your sales activities, right? So, for example, if I were just paying, if I was paying a subscription to Spotify, for example, that's not going to give me any money in return. It's not going to help me with my sales. It's not going to help with a variety of other things in my business. So therefore, Spotify is not an investment, right? So it has no potential whatsoever to give me a return on my investment. So I don't even know how much it is for a monthly subscription to Spotify, but let's say it's $50 a month. I don't even think it is that, but let's say it is $50 a month. So if I'm paying $50 a month for a Spotify subscription, that is always going to have a zero return on investment, right? Did you see that? I've got a fly buzzing around in my office. I saw him. But yet, if I'm paying a subscription to something like Infusionsoft or Wufoo Forms or who else? Wistia, for hosting online videos. They all have a potential to give me a return on investment because they all play a part in my sales process, right? But if I'm spending money on something that doesn't play a part at all in bringing money in the door in my business, then it is literally an expense and it has absolutely no potential of becoming an investment, all right? So it's something that people confuse quite often in business. There's a few of you coming, going. I'm not sure if you're coming and staying or Facebook's just telling me that you're going, but whoever is there, please say hello. So we have, so many things that we pay for every single month, and we automatically go, oh my God, that's expensive because it's an expense, therefore it must be expensive, when not necessarily, because it has a lot of our expenses have massive potential to aid in a return on investment situation. All right. So it's really important that we can differentiate from an expense that is an investment and an expense that is a dead weight cost. All right. So how many things in your business, how many monthly or annual expenses do you have that are currently dead weight costs? And you are right now perhaps saying, I can't do X, Y, Z because I can't afford it, because I don't have the money, yet you're paying X amount of dollars out as a dead weight cost. And a dead weight cost, in my opinion, is something that has absolutely no potential of giving you a return on investment. That's a dead weight cost. You're paying money out on it. Okay, so let's look at things like Ausstar or Netflix or something like that. Sure, they give you entertainment value, but from a return on investment perspective, what is that really? Okay. Now, I guess, you can't necessarily put a figure on, your happiness or satisfaction, but is Netflix or Ausstar more of a distraction away from you making a return on investment in other areas of your business? Carol, it is such common sense, but it does fucking kill so many of us. We just want to rip our hair out and squash our brains. But that's absolutely true. A liability is never ever an asset, Carol, and you're absolutely right. Like, you're 100% right. So things like Ausstar, Netflix, Spotify, any of that stuff that doesn't play a part in your sales process or in the building of your business is a liability, right? Now, you can go and buy like the most expensive home and the most beautiful dream home, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have a dream home, but don't confuse your home that you pay for with an investment property that pays you, okay? Now, I understand that our homes, for example, will pay us down the track, but an investment property actually, if it's done right, pays us right now. So right now, in looking at it in that situation, in those circumstances, your home is not an investment. It is a cost. It is a dead weight expense, because it is not going to give you a return on investment in the near future. It may in the future, but certainly not in the near future. If you've got an investment property, it is going to give you a return on the investment in the short term, right? So there's a big difference between the two. So this is something that I find my clients and my prospective clients, they come up against all the time. Like, let's talk, for example, about coaching, shall we? Let's just go there, because I'm a mentor, and let's just talk about it. You get on a call with somebody, or you're having a chat with somebody, or somebody's clicked on a link and they love what you're offering, but they don't want to because they see it as an expense in their business. Now, the only way paying money to work with a mentor or a coach or someone to up-level you and your business is an expense and not an investment is if you don't do the work, if they're absolutely shit, if there is no decent outcome or return on investment expected from that money being paid out, okay? So, if you're working, let's say, all right, so let's just talk about me. If you're talking about me, let's talk about one of my clients. So if we're talking about one of my clients, we'll pick Melaine, for example. If we're talking about Melaine, right now, Melaine has gone from earning $5,000 a month to earning $58,000 in the last month, right? Now, Melaine invests X amount of dollars to work with me, right? When Melaine started working with me, she was charging no more than $200 an hour to work with her clients in her consulting business, right? So now, instead of charging $200 an hour to work with her clients in her consulting business, she actually has a packaged price, and she dictates how much time her clients will get, yes, they still get the same desired outcome and they still get the same return on investment, if not more, but she's also increased her return on investment. So she's increased the return on investment of the amount of time that she spends with her clients, and she's increased her return on investment for the money she pays me to help her up level in her business. Now let's just say she's paying me $5 or $6 grand a month, right? If she's paying me, let's say $6 grand a month, and she's returning 58 grand a month on her investment, that means that she's $52,000 a month in advance, like she's got a return on investment in hand, cash in hand of 52 grand per month, right? If you're paying somebody to work with you in your business and they are not in some way contributing to you making money in your business, they are not an investment, they are an expense. All right? So you need to be able to define and determine the difference between a cost expense and a return on investment expense. Does that even make any sense? Please tell me it makes sense, right? Makes sense to me. So I guess, thanks, John. I guess, where in your business are you paying out money on cost expenses that, are dead weight expenses? They've got no return on investment, where you could actually be applying that money to an expense that will give you a return on investment. Now, that expense might be something like a cheap-ass subscription to, MailChimp or to Infusionsoft. Or, thanks, John. Thanks so much. It could be something like that. It could be that you're forking out a monthly subscription to Wistia to host your videos on, so that then you can easily put them into your online program, and then your clients have access to them and your clients pay you for those programs. Therefore, that is part of the food chain. That is part of the return on investment from your sales funnel, okay? Because Wistia works hand in hand with your program, which gives you, you sell to your clients, which they give you money for, which therefore you have a return on investment. Where in your business are you paying money on dead weight costs that have no return on investment potential? And where can you change that up in your business so that you are getting a real return on investment, be that big or small, in your sales process or in your sales funnel, right? I can guarantee that if you look at your expenses, and I did this just recently, I actually cut back. And it wasn't a lot of money, right? But I cut back just under $1,000 in outgoings, right? It was just under $1,000. But all of that money had absolutely no potential to give me a return on investment. It wasn't assisting in my sales process or in my sales funnel or in me making money in my business. It was dead weight expense cost. So it's gone. And that freed up $1,000 for me to be able to use elsewhere in my business. So I was able to, put myself in on a number of different monthly or annual subscriptions that would then help me to up level in my business, and also go hand in hand working as part of my sales funnel and my sales process, which then increases my return on investment to exponential. It's exponential because now with those things in play as part of my sales process, I can now up my sales practices and strategies. Therefore, I have exponential potential to get a return on investment. I know there's a lot of big words in there. There's some little ones too. But please, guys, tell me if you're picking up what I'm putting down, because this is something that people really, really struggle with. And there's so many people out there right now that can't and won't allow themselves to up level in their business because they just cannot see where the dead money is in their expenses every month or every year. So I guess, if you guys, Carol, John, anyone else that happens to be on, there's a few of you here now, if you'd like to let me know where you're possibly paying out money now that has absolutely no role to play in your money-making activities, so in your sales processes. What are a couple of the things, hey Kiana, what are a couple of the things that you could actually drop that are a dead weight money, like monthly or annual expense, as in cost, to you and to your business that you could then reapply elsewhere in your business, so that that money then becomes part of your money making process. It can then be applied to up-level elements of your sales practices, processes, strategies, funnels. Hello, gorgeous girl. Where can you take money from in your business where it is costing you money and giving you no return on investment? And where can you apply that money in your business so that it helps you increase your return on investment in some way, while being tied into your sales processes, strategies, and funnels? Okay, I know that we've all got money that we're paying out in our businesses that we don't use. I used to have a virtual assistant, for example. Last year, I actually got rid of all of my virtual staff last year, and I've started from scratch. But I had a virtual assistant. I was paying 20 hours a week, and I was probably getting her to do about 4 hours work. Now, I paid her for 20 hours a week for about 6 months before the penny dropped. What the fuck am I doing? She was not helping in any way to increase my business, right? She wasn't in my sales funnel process. She wasn't a part of the money-making elements of my business. Yet I was paying her X amount of dollars, right, every single month, but not even utilizing her. Now, that was my fault, not hers, but it took me a long time to realise that I was paying out this money that I didn't need to pay. So look, let's be honest. I was paying out, and it wasn't a hell of a lot of money, but I was paying out just under $1,000 a month for 20 hours a week for this woman's time. I wasn't using that time, and the time that I was using was not money generating activity time, okay? So I was wasting $1,000 a month that I could not then reinvest into an activity or element of my business that would work in association with my sales practices and strategies and my sales funnel to give me a return on investment. I was costing myself $1,000 a month with one person, with one expense cost, a dead weight cost. And it was not in any way, shape or form able to give me a financial return on my investment. Where in your business are you paying out, $50, $100, $200 or $300, thousands of dollars in dead weight expense costs that actually could then be kicked out, fucked off, not used ever again, but those funds be applied elsewhere in your business to help you up level, to jack up your return on investment in other areas of your business? All right. So that's really what this live stream was about today. It was to encourage you to have a closer look at your finances, to look at where you can cut costs and increase expenses from an investment perspective. All right. And I know that almost all of us, we will be able to look at our expenses, our costs, our cost of sales, cost of goods, whatever you want to call it, in our bookkeeping systems, and we will be able to pull out money, right? We will be able to pull out money that we can then use to improve our businesses, we can then use to get us a higher return on investment in our sales funnels. Where are you costing yourself unnecessary funds where you could be using that money to up your return on investment, therefore increase your sales and increase your profits? All right. So from me to you, that's it. Oh, John, you've just gone through a massive cull the last 3 months, got me thinking about future expenses. Excellent, excellent. And it's something that we all fail to do often enough. I actually have my bookkeeper kicking my ass every quarter. She brings to me my list of monthly and annual outgoings and says, which of these can we cut now? And where can they be reapplied? Where can that money be reapplied elsewhere in your business to help you up level, to help you grow, to help you help your clients more, to help you get more money in the door, to increase your return on investment, to increase your profits? And it's something we should all do. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, don't get me wrong, and there's probably some out there who are saying, holy fuck, you don't even know what you're talking about. But First-hand experience tells me that I've got a bit of a clue. I've been in business for 9 years. I've cost myself some fucking significant profits because of dead weight expense costs that could have been reapplied to become an absolute money-making return on investment. All right? So that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. I hope that's triggered your thinking and got you wanting to go and have a look at your costs and your expenses and your profits and where you can actually cut your losses. You go through staff that are not an investment in your business. Absolutely. Carol, you've got to get rid of staff. If they are not an investment in your business, perhaps you also need to ask yourself why you're actually hiring these people in the first place when they are not going to be a true investment in your business. But also, we all tend to hire people who are not invested in our businesses. So if we are hiring people or contracting people or using mentors or assistants or whatever, that are not personally invested in our businesses, they are a cost to us. So nobody should cost you money in your business. Everyone should be helping you make money. And if they're not part of your money-making activity, they're a dead weight. All right? They're an absolute dead weight. So, okay, right. This is just one of the areas that I help my clients. So if you'd actually like to work with me, get to talk with me even on a one-on-one level about how I can help you to improve your return on investment and to choose your investments wisely in your business, please private message me. If though you would like to work with me to take your business to the next level, I actually have a one-on-one private mentoring program, 6 months duration, kicks off on the 2nd of July. And in that, you will get a 90-minute introductory call with me. You'll have a weekly one-on-one call with me. You have 24-hour access to me. Obviously, I sleep sometimes, but you've got access to me via email or messenger or our private Facebook group every single day, okay? And you also get additional one-on-one calls as required, as deemed necessary. If you're struggling, stuck, feeling fucked, overwhelmed, like you're going to explode or you're going to jump off the bridge or out the window, I'm more than happy to throw additional one-on-one time to you to help you get out of that place and into a place where you're actually thriving and feeling not a whole lot less overwhelmed and growing your business. On top of that, I also have made it absolutely possible for you during the course of that 6 months to spend two VIP days with me at 3-day retreats, and I have a 3-day retreat I'm organising currently for Bali in November. If you'd like to talk more about that, please private message me. That is the next level private mentoring program. It is one-on-one. Thank you for the love. I'm not quite sure who that was, the likes and the love. If that sounds like something you would love to know more about, if you would like to talk to me and see if we are a fit to work together so I can help you up-level your business, please private message me and then we'll have a chat and see if you are a good fit indeed, and potentially we'll get on a call if I feel that it's worth our while. We'll get on a call and have a talk about that. So it is called the Next Level Program, okay? It is one-on-one private mentoring. You get fuck tons of my time. You get 90 minutes up front, a weekly call plus additional calls, Facebook group access. Oh, and I forgot one thing. You also get free membership to my 365 Badass Inner Sanctum online membership program, which is a subscription base, but you don't have to pay for it, okay? And that's absolutely loaded with stuff. If you'd like to talk with me, please private message me. But for now, I'm out, guys. Love, truth, and badassery. Remember, you have one life. Hit the fucking button. This has been Laura from laurafrancis.com.au, your mindset and online empire creation mentor.